All right, boys and girls, we're on number 4 of the GMA Practice 1. This is the back of page 1 at the bottom. And again, before we get started, we're always just going to kind of survey our problem. I'm noticing for this one, we're going to have 1, 2, 3 operations, which means we're going to have 3 steps for solving. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and write my plan over to the side. And I'm going to begin thinking about what it is that I'm going to be solving. So in this problem, I see that I have 2 grouping symbols. 2 grouping symbols means that I need to start thinking about what are the actions inside. And so they're both additive actions, which means that I'm going to simply start at the left and move to the right. So I'm going to grab my pencil or my highlighter, and I'm going to underline that first action that I plan to solve, which is 6 minus 3. When I think about 6 minus 3, I'm going to get 3 as my answer. And then I'm going to need to simply drop the rest into place. So I'm not changing the order, I'm just dropping. So I have my multiplication sign, I have my parentheses, 2 plus 3 closing parentheses. Okay, so when I go back to my plan and I think about my grouping symbols, I still have some grouping symbols. So I'm going to take my highlighter again. I'm going to underline what's in the grouping symbol. And I see that I have 2 plus 3. So when I think to myself, what is 2 plus 3? I'm going to solve that piece, and it gives me 5. So I'm going to drop it down into place. And then the other numbers that are not in the other signs that are not underlined are going to drop into place. I did not change the order. So now that I look at my problems, or my problem, I don't see any more grouping symbols. So I'm going to go ahead and cross off grouping symbols. Do I have any multiplicative actions? And actually I do. I have 3 times 5 here. So I'm going to underline that, and I'm going to think about what would be 3 groups of 5. I'm going to give you a second to think about that answer before we write it down. And that's right. The answer is 15. Alright, so as I look at my plan of action, we're done with our multiplicatives. We're actually done with the problem because there are no more actions to solve. So our simplified answer for this one is 15.